Okay, thank you everyone for coming back. Thanks for holding up with us today. Following up on my lead, that my colleagues lead, we're going to talk differently today other than drilling down to features and capabilities of the product. We're looking into more how Office try to imitate our social communication and our business conducting every day. My name is Wasim Hashim. I'm a voice specialist out of a global team. I look into Link, in particular as a unified communication solution platform, and specifically the voice side. Today what we're going to go through, we're going to look into some of the business transformations and some challenges that we have today in everyday business. We face those challenges on a daily basis and transformation, how we conduct business, and we need our communication basically to follow that lead and be able to fill that gap for us. Some of the business transformations that we notice those days that we have a lot of social communication. Business is being done in a social manner. We no longer sit, well, we do, but mainly decision making is being done in the lobby, in the cafeteria, in social gathering. People lobby together and take decisions. Sometimes you want to ask someone for something indirectly, so you don't sit a meeting, you just go and meet them somewhere and have a discussion. And that's how business is being done. How do we fill the gap between doing that in reality and bringing it toward our communication platforms? Because as you know, which takes us to the second point, where mobile work. We work from home, we work from planes, we work from hotels, we keep moving, we work from customer side, we work from different branches. Even within the organization itself, we work sometimes from different offices. So we are being mobile, we need to cater. That goes way beyond having a client on the phone that can make a call and that's it. Another challenge of transformation in business that's happening is diverse communications, time zone, and spaces. By spaces, I mean we do conduct business in enterprise-grade systems, communication systems. However, we see some customers facing or consumer-focused companies, they work on Facebook because they're getting questions, complaints from their customers on Facebook. They work on Twitter, they work on Skype. So how do I connect those spaces together? I need to unify my communications, not only in a matter of having it on a single client, but also to connect those different spaces together. I have time zones. Working with airliners, they have stations around the world. They need to know whether an employee is working, not working, off. In some sectors, you have employees working 3 weeks, then 1 week off. So I need to know how people's pattern. Are they online? Are they offline? Are they on vacation? Another challenge that we see transforming nowadays is business drivers. Nowadays, communication is not being driven by IT. It's not a matter of I need a telephony system or I need an email system. The IT designs, they bring it, they manage it, they operate it, and it just follows it. It doesn't work this way anymore. Because communication touches different departments and units, especially business units within our organizations. We'll see some of those examples later, but I'll give you a small example. If I have a call center is part of the communication. I need to change the flow of communication, I need to change the agents, I need to change the working hours. I don't want to go to IT. I'm the owner of the call center. Another challenge, HR or identity is being managed by HR. So I hire someone, I need the HR to add the identity of that person. Once I add it, they have full access to everything. We had a previous question here, what if an employee leaves a company and decides to delete everything? Well, HR, once they disconnect that user, their communication tools, everything should be at least blocked. So we have different departments and entities are getting more into the space of communication. Another aspect to look into is contextual communication. So contextual communication means communication in context, or an action trigger to communication. The majority of the time, I communicate due to an action that happened. Meaning, I received an email, something in the email I need to communicate with the sender, so I connect with that person, not done it there. I have an ERP system, it takes its flow, natural flow, at some point, figured out, for example, it needs my approval, it will connect me. machine to human, human to machine communication. So that means those applications or those pieces of software and hardware, they need to get into communication. I don't need to see an email, then, oh, okay, who sent it to me? This person, so I'll pick up the phone, look for the person's number, and dial it. It doesn't work anymore this way. So those are three challenges or transformations I've picked to talk about. However, we don't have an agenda for today. I needed to be more of social connecting. We're going to look into talking points. Those talking points, basically, they address multiple transformations that we've seen earlier. For example, we'll see the cross-boundary communication here. It touches on multiple areas, on mobility, on social communication, on diverse time zones and spaces. So those talking points, they sort of cover those areas for us. I've put as well a good time today for Q&A. I would like to hear your opinions, your experience, what questions you have. And we have today here the Kuwait Unified Communication team so that you get introduced to them and you can do follow-ups with them. Question already? This battle, we've seen it happening at least 2 years ago. It was a battle between the phone and the software. Of course, the PC here represents software, but software can be the web, it can be your smartphone, it can be anything else. Communication really started moving from phones to software. We still have phones, we still put phones, but the majority of our communication is on the PC. When I first go to office, the first thing I open is my laptop, I see my Outlook, or I see my whatever tool. I don't look into my phone. That's why we had voicemail for years, a dead application. Who goes to their office nowadays and see, oh, I have message waiting indicators, so I'll type my password and assistant and listen to it? No, because I know that person reached me on mobile and he couldn't reach me and left me a voicemail. So there's a transformation that happened, and actually the PC have won already that war for several reasons. One, because people wanted more of unified communication. I no longer need to make phone calls only. Voice is not the only thing I do. I do video, I do chat, I do email, I do collaboration, SharePoint. I do different type of communications. I needed more, and I couldn't do it on the phone. That took me a bit from the phone. It was 0% on the laptop. Let's take it this way. It was 0 on the laptop, it was 100% on the phone. It took a bit of that. Then Skype came. I started talking to family and friends on Skype. Took a portion. So the more communication, let's say, modalities I needed to do, the more it took me away from the phone. Another aspect is mobility. That device, I can carry it with me anywhere. This device, I don't. That device, it makes me allow me to receive calls at home. This doesn't. So being mobile, even within the corporate, by the way, I go to my meeting room, I have a meeting, I have my communication tool. And this kind of roaming profile and all that features that we saw before, it was a disaster. I implemented it several times with different vendors, never used it. To go to a meeting room and log into my profile with a username and password that is different than my corporate username and password, forget about that. I never did it. So mobile transformation moved us to the PC. Other aspect is communication on push basis. Communication is being pushed to me. Voicemail, call, log. I need them to come to me. I don't want to go to my voicemail system. I need them to come to me wherever I am. Even if I receive it in my email and I want to hear it in my mobile, for example, in exchange to do that. I receive a voice message, but I don't have a headset on my laptop. So I say play it on my phone. The system will call me on my GSM and I listen to it. Human experience. Again, it's a cultural thing, but sometimes it's not only cultural. We do need face-to-face meetings. We do need body language in our communications. And you can do that only with software. Single familiar interface. Think of Link, for example, for those that had a chance to work with it. Is the interface familiar to me? It's just like Outlook. I know how to use it, I know how to deal with it. I don't want to go to multiple areas. So if I have Link that can make a call, for example, I'm not going to pick up my phone. I'll just click Link and make a call. Contextual communication, we spoke about that. We'll see now some illustrations for that. So instead of receiving an email, finding that person, dialing their landline, they're not picking up, dialing their mobile, they're not picking up. I see them, I see their presence, I click and I communicate with them. That happens in the PC. Single identity. I have my username and password, the corporate username and password. That is on my PC, in my exchange, everywhere I go. I don't need here. I had a password to unlock my phone because my phone is international and I don't have an office. I had a password for voicemail. I had a password for my roaming profile. And in most cases, there are different passwords. This one expires, this one doesn't. So I need to maintain them. Cross-boundary communication, and we're going to see some of that, and that's probably one of the most important aspects in linking. So I do communicate with people in Skype and personal contacts and my Active Directory, but I needed them to be in the same space. I need to bring this and that at one communication. Extensibility, and that not only touches on line of business applications, but also on business communications. I have a lot of business need to have communication embedded within my applications or my systems, and we'll see an example for that. Sorry, I'm blocking you. And finally, flexibility. Zaid here talked about the cloud. I needed to move my communication from on-prem to cloud. I needed to move in some private cloud, public cloud. And software gives me that flexibility. And hardware is not really that easy. Because the price of the hardware is not only the phone itself, the license, the backend, the network, the firewall. So to register that phone on a cloud service or a different service is a whole different game. It's not only registration. So what Link provides is not only the PC side of the story. We do, as we mentioned, cultural reasons, we still have some phones on our desks. Then we might as well have those phones to be use-enabled phones. And this is what Link brings to the table. If I still have to have a phone for one reason or the other, at least I needed to have some sort of UC flavor. This is a Link phone that shows you the presence of people. So that's one part of the puzzle. I'm trying to call someone, I see their presence. Aziz is busy, this person is available if I need to call that person. And this, by the way, everything you're going to see here is native so far. No integration, no development, no special kits you need, no add-ons. You plug in your phone, you get the presence of it. I'm trying to call someone or someone trying to call me, I see the full contact card coming from Active Directory. So I see the title, it adds some context to communication. And then I have to ask, who are you? What are you doing? Why are you calling me about this? I see the person's contact information. Calendar. So calendar is part of my communication because the majority of the time we're in meetings or in calls. So for example, if I have a meeting, just like an Outlook pops out for you, the reminder, the phone will give you the reminder as well, and you will see the content of your meeting. You click on it and you join. And you'll see that this is part of the human experience. I no longer need to, dial in a conference, put my username and password, let's find out what's happening. I click and I join the meeting. This is another screen also, and this is native as well, no integration. So Hisham put an out-of-office message on his Outlook. I was trying to call Hisham. This is a real experience, by the way. I was trying to call him, I saw the message, so I just took a snapshot. I'm trying to call him and I see the out-of-office message coming from his Outlook natively. Out-of-office. It saved me the time to make a call. So this is part of the unified communication experience being brought to the phone or the device level. Another show here is the extension. This is an extension module. So I have a phone, I need extension module for shortcuts. But this shortcut shows me the picture, the title, information of the person, and the presence. Those colors are the presence. So if I need to call that person, I click. I don't need to search for names. My eye will catch the picture. I click on the phone and make a call. Okay. Standard question. How many of you have seen or worked or have experienced something? Quite a few. So for those that haven't, I'm going to show quickly what is Link about, what is it, so that they can follow this on the next slides. Link basically is a Microsoft solution for unified communication. Microsoft had a vision of building a software-based communication platform that enables you to do chat, which is IM, presence, conferencing, voice, video, collaboration, full story under one single platform. This is Link 2013, the third generation for communication. We're talking now about 7 years, 8 years to the product. So the idea behind Link is basically having a single unified communication that brings our everyday communications, voicemail, instant messaging, conferencing, video, chat, and puts them all into a single platform, single interface, and single management backend. Single interface, as we'll see in a bit, a single client that does all those communications in a simple fashion way, a single piece of software on my laptop or my device. And in the backend, as administration, it's one single system that I do storage for, I do compliance for, I do redundancy for. It's a single platform. And that is very unique for you, I think, in the market. There are other vendors and other solutions in the market, but they're not true unified. There are multiple backends, multiple clients. They look and feel the same, but at the end of the day, when you drill down into it and you get into the advanced pieces of the solution, you will feel the difference. So this is the Link client. This is actually my Link client. It's just like MSN, if you're familiar with it. This is how it looks like: my picture, my location, my name, my personal message, my contacts. I add them. I can search for new contacts here. This client does for me the IM presence. I use it as a phone, the voicemail, conferencing, video, collaboration, call log, voicemail, all my modalities. It's a true unified, as I mentioned, all modalities are the same client. It's a seamless experience across clients. So if I have my client on the PC, it's going to look and feel the same as the client on my phone, the client on my iPad, the client on my Surface, and on the web even. It's a unified management console. So it's a single console that manages people. It's people-centric, user-centric. I don't treat you as an extension and there as a voicemail, mail inbox, and there as a presence person, and there as a... You exist as one entity or identity in Active Directory. That's how I see you. In Link, that's how I manage it. So I go to your Link, I click on it, and I manage your IM, presence, and voice, and compliance, and everything. Single API kit, and this is a very powerful thing in Link. So Link ships with a free software development kit. It allows you to do extensibility and integrate with other business applications, as well as enhance or differentiate your client or your implementation. Single sign-on. I cannot emphasize this enough. I unlock my PC, my Link is on, because it uses my credentials. Native federation. So I can federate with Skype, MSN, AOL, Gtalk. So now that you know this is my client, this is what I do with it, let me show you a reality. This is a reality story. This is my client. What do I have, or what can I do within my client? Again, it's a single platform, single client, and single communication between my PC and myself. What do I do every day on that client? I communicate or collaborate with my colleagues in the Active Directory. Search for Muhammad Zaid, or he's on my buddy list, I click on him and I communicate. I communicate and collaborate with federated users. So Link has this nice thing. It's actually cool. It's called federation. You have a Link deployment in your organization. I have Link deployment. They federate. They see each other, so that I can add you to my buddy list. You can do the same. And we can have not only voice and video, but also collaboration and sharing and all the capabilities that I have in my organization with other organizations. We'll see examples of those federated users. I can call a mobile and PSTN and PBX just like any telephony system. So Link is a pure software-based solution. It has hardware to break into the PSTN. However, it's a PBX replacement. So if you're deploying Link, you don't need any PBX. It has all the features and capabilities of an enterprise-grade telephony. I'll repeat that statement. Link is an enterprise-grade telephony system. The only difference between Link and Avaya and Cisco and Alcatel and Lucent is that we do not treat communication as a telephony, then web conferencing and video and chat. No. It's a single platform that provides you with everything. But if we drill into unified communication, voice or telephony, you find Link is an enterprise-grade in terms of redundancy, availability, features, capabilities, compliance, everything. So from that client, we'll see also in the demo, I make calls like any phone calls. Either I dial a number, or I see my colleague and I click on him or her and I make a call. I communicate with personal contacts. This is also what we try to do here, break the boundaries or bring down the boundaries in communication. I don't need to go to Skype client to make a call or chat with my wife. I use the same client to communicate with my personal contacts on those cases or business as well. An example, one of the examples that Asad gave this morning, imagine you're a consumer-based company, a hospital, a bank. People can actually open their Skype from home, and not only for a need or try to save money. This generation, the cool generation, that's how they communicate. They're sitting in Starbucks, they have their headset, music on the other side, open their laptop, and they want to make a complaint to the call center. So what they do is they open their Skype, and they search for your organization, your bank, your hospital. They will find you on Skype. They will click on you and make a call. That Skype call is going to go to your call center that is built on Link. So I communicate for personal and business reasons those cases. I do video conferencing, no boundaries here. So I do video PC to PC, I do video with a Polycom device, I do video with a Cisco telepresence, I do video with Tandberg, and I'll show you examples of my client. I have those devices. I do persistent chat in groups, and this is a feature also in Link. It's like a chat group. It's used in banking and stock markets and other areas. It's like a chat group where I go in and it's a persistent, ongoing chat, just like the chat rooms we used to use. So this is what I use for my client. There is no scenario that you can think of communication that you need to do that takes you out of this client. What development do I need to have all those communications? Absolutely nothing. Everything you see here is out of the box, except for one exception here. If I want to do video with a non-certified device such as Cisco or Tandberg, I need to put a video gateway in the middle, which is the case between any two video vendors. If you do video integration between Polycom and Cisco, you do the same. So for video here, I need a gateway. Other than that, it's Polycom and Lifestyle and Vision direct. Besides that, everything here is out of the box native. So that is my client. Here we have a Mac client, mobile client, web client, and the phone version, or the desktop phone. We're going to see those examples later, so I'm not going to go on to them. What I want to show here also is that an example of a mobile client. This is an announcement that Asad made this morning, and today this is being announced for the first time in public in Kuwait. This announcement was made yesterday that we are going to have the full-fledged Link client, Link 2013 client on mobiles, on stage, on iPad. It's going to be available in early March, so look out for this. I'm going to demo now some of those devices I brought with me. This is here an example of a video call I have with one of my colleagues. This is also my client on iPad. Now remember what I mentioned about having a seamless experience across platforms or devices. Now any vendor can claim that I give you a mobile client, but how does the mobile client look like? Is it a single client that does video, or it's a client for a presence client for voice, clients for web collaboration, and the VPN on top of that? So this is the difference between having a client and having a client. And that's why the theme of today's presentation is social communication. I don't need to check box that I have a client. I need to really use it. I need to dictate my experience. This is my iPad client. It looks like my desktop. I see the person's presence, I see the full communication. I click on video or voice or email to communicate with them. I click on my iPad contacts to make a call into someone in my personal contact list, and I do everything that you saw there from here. This is part also of the seamless experience. So when I make a call log, what's the use of unified communication if I cannot have communication log for all types of communication? Why do I need to go to the phone to find my phone calls or missed calls, and I go to my video device to see who called me on the video, my email, and my chat? And Link, you have a single place to see all your log. This is a video call with Fuad, this is a chat, this is a phone call, this is a collaboration meeting. I see full information. So I made a chat with someone, I had a chat with them. All that chat goes automatically into my unified inbox, which is Outlook. Here on the client as well, I see all my chat history. So I had a quick chat with someone, he gave me a mobile number. I need to go back, I can find it here, search for it in Outlook, just like I search for it on email. Before we go into the other devices, let me demo for you the mobile client. So this is for the first time being announced in public. This is my mobile client for Link. You can have the camera for zoom in. This is my client. It looks exactly like my PC client. Of course, it doesn't have all the features and capabilities. For example, on the phone, I cannot do sharing presentation and collaboration. I can do that on a slate or on a PC. However, the touch screen is exactly the same. I have my picture, my personal message, my status, video are available. I have my call forward control. I have my buddy list here. I have my communication history like you saw. And I have my calendar. This is more for human experience. So now I have a meeting, online meeting I need to attend. There's no more dialing the conference bridge, putting the password. I come here to my calendar, I click on it, and it puts me into the call immediately over voice or IP. So let's make a quick demo. Can you call me? Wait a minute. It's okay, it's on the phone. Just call me. So this is my client. Mohammed Zaid is calling me. He's full contact with the picture appears here. And here we have a video call over 3G. The quality you see here, if you can see Mohammed moving around, the quality you see here is over 3G. So all the technologies that are available for Link to be optimized or internet-ready solutions available with the mobile client. Light. So every technology that we had in Link, the backend is available here on the phone. For example, if I lose the internet connection for up to 12 seconds and it comes back again, the call reestablishes itself. Media can travel in a better way than going all the way to corporate and come back. So all the technology that makes it an internet-ready solution available for us to use is there. One of them is the battery consumption. It does not drain your battery. A smiley face. So let me end that call. Let me show you the other client I have here. So this is iPad client. And yes, iPad, don't judge me, I'm a human. This is a demo device we have. I'll show you now. This is the client. I can see my buddy list with their presence. I can see the chat history I had. my calendar, my meetings. I click on a meeting to join. A dial pad if I want just to dial a number, standard dialing number. So can you call me please on video call? On this device, I can do not only audio, video, and sharing over 3G and Wi-Fi, but I can do also sharing. Because the difference is that in those clients, you do meetings. On the phone, you do more of a quick video call. This call also is on 3G connection. Can you move? See that. Can you share a presentation? Just one slide presentation. So I can move, let's move away from video. I can move from video to chat with the person. And just a simple touch experience. Of course, on the Microsoft devices, you'll find a better experience and more features naturally on the surface of the mobile clients. This is available also on iPhones. Okay. So I received an invitation to access the sharing. And here I can flip between video, chat, and sharing. Thank you. So as you can see, it's the same client, single client, and the most important thing to me is that, sorry? Yes. No, this is 2013. So the question was, does that client work in 2010? The answer is no, this client is for Link 2013. To me, honestly, the most important feature here is that it works with no VPN. Because VPN not only complicates your life and adds another layer of password and username and maintaining that account, but also, as a user experience, it's not natural to dial a password or dial VPN. Even if it dials automatically, it adds a workload or payload into the packet, so the call, it compromises the call quality. So we've seen the link clients in action. Just quick, let's quickly show the phone client. This is the phone home page. You see the calendar, you see your dial pad, you see your voice messages, your buddy list, your missed call communication, everything in the phone. And this phone also is VPN free. So you have most of executives and managers, they have home office. You plug for them that phone at home and it works. Plug it to your DSL, any internet, and it works. Fully encrypted. This also to look into the management console or administration of the solution, being a unified communication platform that provides you with a single interface to manage all your deployment. And I don't mean one pool of servers. Assume you're an enterprise that have 10 sites, 100 branches, all of them is being managed from a single place for users, for servers, for deployments, everything. And when it comes to reporting, it's software-based, so it does a lot of reporting, out-of-the-box reporting about consumption. How is the communication happening? How many hours do you have a day of conferencing? How many chats escalates into voice and video? It gives you all the statistics in natural graphic mode. Let's look into some of the natural communication experiences. How not only features, but how as an experience bring to you a natural communication experience to match what you have in reality, how you do conduct communication or business in reality. Now for presence is a well-known feature to most people, where it shows basically reflects what I'm doing right now. Am I busy to communicate with? Am I available? Am I offline? So in most scenarios or most systems you'll find I'm available, my PC is off, I'm busy. Most of the time busy in a way is the same second. And presence is the most important feature in unified communication because it defines whether you can communicate with me or not, and how to communicate the fastest and the most efficient way. If I'm in a meeting, I don't want you to call me because I'm not going to pick it up, but you can chat with me. If I'm on a vacation, I don't want you to call me because I'll put you on my block list. I want you to leave me a voice message. So my status defines how you should be communicating with me. Link provides you with a list of status, so you see available, busy, away, or out of working hours, offline, or do not disturb. For example, now I'm presenting, it automatically puts my status as do not disturb. But it takes us further than that and adds definitions and add more specifications into presence to be able to simulate the reality of my presence. So if we look here, it will show you, not only it will show you that I'm offline or busy, but it shows you I'm away or offline for how long? For 20 minutes, 5 minutes. Makes a difference if I'm communicating with me and I'm away for 5 minutes, different than I'm away for 3 hours. It shows you as well if I'm on a mobile device or what device I'm using. Am I on a mobile device? That means I'm moving. I'm not going to sit and chat with you a lot. You'd rather just call me. Am I online on a desk phone? That means I'm not going to chat. I can do only voice. I cannot receive your sharing. You want to share with me something. Hey, look at this document that I have. If you see that I'm on a desk phone, you're not going to do sharing, or you're not going to bother call me and say, I can. It defines how you can communicate with you. It shows the out-of-office message as you saw. So I'm on a vacation. It shows you if I'm on vacation, and it comes automatically from Outlook. You're not going to wait for me to communicate. You're going to escalate to someone else or find someone else to communicate with. It shows you my location automatically. So I'm available, I'm green, I'm good. You want to go lunch with me, you see that I'm in a different country, which happens to me a lot by the way, because I roam a lot around the region. So you can see exactly my location. That's of course if I propagate it. You can see a personal message that I put up there. Sometimes I put a quote of some wise person, sometimes my mood, sometimes I put something that's relevant to you. Like I'm working on an open-door project. It gives you a state that I'm not a state of mind to discuss with you, for example, another project or so. And it has a door to do third-party integration. So you have a system that can give more definition into my presence. You can integrate it with Link. For example, if you have an attendance system, I come to office, I punch my finger or my card, then I go to do some stuff. You can reflect that shows I am on premise, but I didn't reach my desk yet. And finally, it recognizes multiple points of presence. Now I have client of my PC, my mobile, and my iPad or Surface. It can understand up to 8 simultaneous devices or clients at the same time. If I'm busy here, for example, I'm presenting. If I open my mobile client, it's going to show that I'm presenting. It's not going to allow calls to come to. Unless, of course, I change it manually to receive calls from colleagues. So, presence adds more into human experience, if we call it, or the transparent communication. Another aspect is in our communications meeting takes a big portion of our daily communication. Believe it or not, studies show that most of our day is gone on meetings or preparing for meetings. So how do I join meetings? Abu Flan, come, we have a meeting, we walk together and go to the meeting room. Someone reminds me, or my calendar, or my secretary. I don't have a secretary, anyways. So it's a simple experience. How do you do that online? I receive a reminder that I put, which I have to put in the first place. I go to the website, the web provider, for example, username, password, meeting number, all that steps to get to a meeting. And Link, once someone schedules a meeting and invites me to it, if I accept it, I get a reminder automatically from Outlook that says, hey, you have a meeting. I click on join meeting online, puts me into the meeting. The same experience with the phone. Reminder comes on the phone, I click on the screen, I'm in the meeting. On my mobile client, on my iPad client, and even on my mobile client, if I click to join, it can have the system call me back into my mobile on GSM if I don't have 3G or Wi-Fi to attend it from. So joining a meeting or schedule the meeting is also much of a human experience. I don't need to dial anything. The same thing applies to ad hoc meetings. A lot of the meetings I need to ask someone something and I need to put a couple of people together in a room to ask them about something. Someone pops a question, I need to get an expert. The way we do that in LinkedIn is that I have my buddy list, as you can see here. I can do control and select multiple people. I hit enter, and they are in the conference. They show green, available, I hit enter, they're in the conference. If I click on call, it will call all of them, put them in voiceover. How do you do that on the phone? For the first one, are you available? Yes. Hold on. For the second one, are you available? No. Third one, are you available? Yeah, get me my mobile. My mobile available, yes, join. And I add them one by one to do an ad hoc. In link control, select multiple people, hit enter, controls. We're talking, we're doing video, we're collaborating, we need to get an expert. How do we get someone into the call? Drag and drop. I need to drag someone from here. Simply drag my mouse, drop it to the client, and they're with us in the meeting. I can even double click on them and say, hey, can you join us for a quick chat? Yes. Drag and drop. So even the ad hoc meeting is more of a human, simple experience that indicates what happens with us in reality. How are we doing in time? 5 minutes. Actually, 15 was difficult. No, we have a 16 because we want to do that. Now I get into a meeting, I have a meeting space. If I'm in a meeting, first time, for example, with someone that I don't know, I focus on them, I do more of a eye contact, facial communication. Someone I know, like Muhammad, I need to look into the content he's showing me. Okay. If someone is talking, I need to take notes or see what they're writing. So if that's what happens in a meeting, even if multiple people are talking, or someone is talking, or I want to see the facial recognition of someone, I can look at them. And that's what exactly you can do in a linked meeting space. I join the meeting, Shada, for example, is talking. I can come here and pin her video. So I'm looking only to her video, even if she's not talking, someone else is talking. I want to remove everyone, I don't want to see video, I want to see the content, I can do that. I can see only video, it's only friendly conversation, I need to see video. I have the control, it's very simple, drag and drop, how the layout of the meeting looks like. So here, as you can see, I can see 5 video streams, 5 video. I can see the presentation, I can see who's in the meeting, who has video capability, who has sharing capability. And I see the chat, the item that people are doing. I decided to see video only, so I can just drag the video and look into the video without looking into anything else. I can do the same for the share. So again, what happens in the meeting? I'm sitting, either I'm looking to faces, or I'm looking to a certain person, or I'm looking at the whiteboard, or I'm looking at the presentation only. And that's what you can do in a meeting space. Moving forward to the contextual communication, first of all, let me take some questions here. Does anyone have a question?
Yes. What do DOIP, for example, calls? Does it include the GSM?
Okay, the question was when I do a voice over IP call from my mobile client, does it go through GSM? The answer is no. You can do it on GSM if you want. You can have the system call you your GSM. However, the demonstration we had now is over Wi-Fi or 3G.
And what you are calling him, and you want to use DOIP instead of GSM, can you make a selection?
Exactly. I can do the same thing. So now we said that Link is a soft client that does voice, video, everything, and it replaces my phone. Let me show you the experience. So this is my client. I go to my dial pad and I dial the number. I dial your GSM. It's going to be voice over IP into my company's gateway, then break it to PSTN. Or I can simply select my phone book here. So here I have my personal contact list, my mobile contact list, and I make a call. So maybe you're doing a business call, but it's not on your contacts. I'm calling a customer or a partner. I have their mobile number, I can do that. Any other questions? Good question.
Regarding the example, how do I agree the cost? I have to have a bundle with my account, with your account to do that, or should I?
No. In this case, it's acting like any PBX or IP telephony system. This client does a voice over IP communication with the server. The server has a gateway, and the gateway breaks into the PSTN. So you get the bill from your local provider. As it's exactly you're sitting in your desk, you're using your Nortel phone. The difference is this is prettier than Nortel phone, and it's a mobile client.
Yeah, but what I meant is, like here in Kuwait, for the landline, you don't have any bills for it.
Then it's free call.
So if I call from like I can call you to go to the local landline.
Yes. Assume you're on a business trip in London and you want to call someone local. Instead of calling international from London, use your client. It will travel voice over IP all the way until Kuwait, breaks into PSTN. Okay, so let's move on into contextual communication, or what we call it event-triggered communication. One of the scenarios or examples we have here is I receive an email. It's a very simple, straightforward thing that we do on a daily basis. I receive an email. This guy sent me an email talking about system center endpoint protection, which I know nothing about. So I need to ask him about it. We have the same example here in SharePoint. This is a SharePoint site. My colleague Severine is posting something. I need to communicate with them. So if we look at Assam's example here, by the mouse over his name, I see the full contact card. Who's that person if I don't know? Why is he sending me that email? How can I communicate with him? Something else. I want to see who does he report to? Which organization is he under? Is he this branch, other branch? So I see his organization chart completely. I see his manager, his colleagues, everything. So I decide to chat with him about the email and ask him something about the email. Notice something. Once I click on chat, it will open a window and start talking. But look here. It shows him the other side, the title of the email. He knows that I'm talking to him about this email that he sent. And he can actually see a link. When he clicks on it, it will open to him the email. Let's take it into reality. I walk into your office and I show you the document. Look at this. You look at it, say, where did you get it from? I'm not going to ask you what did I get it from. I can see you, I can see your document in your hand. I know what you're talking about. This is an example scenario that we're trying to replicate in the digital world. I receive an email, I chat with you, you know what I'm talking about immediately. And I know who you are, even, because I can see your full contact. Other more complex scenarios assume, of course, all integration with Office platforms is native out of the box. But as I mentioned, Link comes with free API or software development kit that allows you to extend the capability of the system. This is an oil and gas company where they have an application to monitor the mixtures of some petrochemical products. And they built the integration with Link so that it can do a machine-to-human communication. Something goes wrong here with the mixer, I don't need to be in front of it to see it, or I don't want the system to send me an email, then I read the email. The system will chat with me. Say error in this and that sector. And I can start chatting with the system. Give me that sector's parameters. It will send it back to me. And so on. Another example here in the medical. In this example, we have a hospital in the US that they do the examination and remote consultancy over Link. And that's integrated within the system they have, including the video and everything. Because they have doctors that can do consultation for countries where there's a difference in time zone. Another example here is in the push-to-talk. So I have a client that does all communication, but does not include the push-to-talk. We have a partner who built on top of it, where you can integrate Link with push-to-talk. The name is Kuwait, or Twisted Pair, Kuwait is a product. So today, someone on a push-to-talk device can be on my buddy list. When he or she turns on the device, it registers, it shows green, available. When they're in a call, it shows red, exactly like any other device. And one of the scenarios is that once they register, I can open a map and see their physical location. So if I have a problem here, for example, I need to dispatch someone to that area, I look into the map and I see those two are the closest. So I select both of them, hit enter, and communicate, push to talk. I need someone to go to that site, someone will reply back to me, and so on. So that's really the power of extensibility and how I can extend my platform. Other solutions can do it? Answer is yes. But the question is, how complex? How long? For how much? In Link, for example, the API is for free, and it's a single software development kit based on .NET or JavaScript. So basically, you can have a simple development. If you have a developer in-house, you can build that very simple, low cost. Imagine in a unified communication solution when you have 7 or 8 systems at the back end. Each one of them is out of acquisition, and each one of them speaks a different development language. Good luck integrating that. Because you're not only paying for each one of them, you're integrating with each one of them separately, because they don't talk to each other. So, I mentioned this in contextual communication with the Office platform. It's native out of the box. But eventually think of it, because the API also supports web integration. Think of it eventually if I integrate Link in my application so that I can do the chat just like the medical example within my applications. Eventually in the future, any web app or web page is a client. So I go to an application, SharePoint for example, I see something, I chat for them. Go to a medical application, I want to consult someone else. One of the major examples we have is Schlumberger. Schlumberger, they have an application where drillers or people in drilling business in the US remotely look into a field in the Middle East and start drilling. And then, as you know, the soil has so many areas and different things, and each area has a consultant. So they open that, and automatically it will bring all the people that worked on the project on your panel. So you want to ask about a certain area, you click on the person, it will open a chat box with that person, he will see what you're looking at, and you can ask him. Moving forward, mobility, I'll just go through it very quickly. As I mentioned, mobility is much more than having a mobile client that works. It does include that, however, the mobile client. However, the question is it available in all stores? Is it easy to download from the store? Most important, is it a consistent experience? Do I need to teach my users how to use it here and there? On an iPad, they do dial for the VPN. The Microsoft phone, you do this and that. Mobility includes as well being able to do it through a browser. So I'm on Microsoft, you're an ex-company, I need to do a meeting with you. I send you the invitation. When you click to join the invitation from your email, Gmail, Hotmail, Outlook, when you click on it, it recognizes that you're not in my Active Directory. So how can you join the meeting? It opens for you a browser, and here, through the browser you join the meeting. However, for me also, if I'm traveling and I don't have my PC with me, I can join my meetings on the browser. Mobility being also user-centric, on software and hardware. So I need it to be hardware independent. I lose the internet connection for up to 12 seconds. Once it comes back again, in less than 1 second, the call is reestablished automatically. This topic is a very important topic that I touched on at the beginning of the presentation. I like to call it bridging the divide. So today we have traditional telephony or voice systems in our enterprises. But also we have another world that another team is working on and developing on. We like to think they're the smarter people that work on Facebook and Twitter, Skype, on the emerging communication solutions. Call system, they have people sitting here accepting calls, they have people sitting here doing Facebook answers and complaining answers. Link is the only solution that connects those two worlds together. Because as you can see, in a client, I can have both of them. I can have a call sent from link or Skype into my phone or my link or my call center. But that's not only it. Think of something else also. We have 7,000 plus customers around the world with link, or at least those are the ones we know about. Those people you can federate with. So if you have a company that have contractors around you, and those contractors, they have link, once you federate with them for free, simple configurations that you do, all your contacts and their contacts are merged. You can see each other, you can do, not only you're saving the cost of call, but also you do much more in productivity. You see the presence, you do IM presence, conference sharing, and all the modalities for those people. So it breaks the boundary of, I have my system, you have your system, we talk through PSTN, no. We talk through the single client that we have. So link in the middle bridges the gap between those two, and it really eliminates the need for PBX. I don't need more PBX protocols. Link does all the telephony communications for you. One of the examples for federation, here for example, we have a lot of partners around Microsoft, and all those partners, there's around 2,500 partners federated with Microsoft. So any Microsoft partner today, I can put their email here, enter, and they're on my buddy list. This is my partner list. Those are some of the partners that I have on my personal contact list. So as you can see, working with partners, it's much more than having a phone call. I see their presence, I see their contact card, I see full information, and I do all UV with them as well. This example of some of the customers as well that I have on my contact list. So we have deployments in Kuwait, we have deployments in Saudi Arabia, and about those two countries. Those customers as well can communicate with me directly with audio and video. What does it take? Simple configuration from my side to their side. How much does it cost? Nothing. What does it bring to me? Much higher communication modalities and productivity, and saving the cost. This is an example of one of the customers. He started chatting with me, we started video call, then he's sharing with me their update on their website, and we're collaborating. It's an experience where we were in two different countries. I was actually in the US when we did that, and imagine we are sitting, collaborating with each other. I can see what he's sharing, I see his video, I see full communication with that person. The last piece here that I want to mention is what I talked about the boundaries being redefined. So it's not the IT anymore who has requirements or needs for communication or bring to the table and manage only the communication. There's so many other entities. You have the operations department, of course, that operates, whether it be premise operation or IT operation. You have the HR department that can enable users and disable users and restrict people from doing certain things. They want to see, for compliance reasons, they want to see all the communication history that happened between people. Even the IT cannot interfere there. They want to see every chat that happened or record communication. Call centers, they manage their own sphere. Working hours, vacations, holidays, different groups, calls should go there, then route here. Besides, those guys have much more to do than routing calls now. They have the Facebook, they have the Skype, they have so many areas to work with. They can manage their own sphere. We have business departments. Imagine the medical example, imagine so many examples where that application needs to have a hand or say on how to manage the communication system. Administration department, networking department. Most of the companies now, we have the networking that manages the IP telephony side. So how can you differentiate who does what? Well, it's simple. Link provides you with what we call a role-based access control, where you give different people in different departments different rights. For example, the network department will have a control over everything that to do with telephony. So they can do the routing, the privileges, quality of experience, quality of service, quality of everything. And even the IT cannot control it. IT, for example, if branch X can do everything in that branch, but cannot do anything for other branches, and so on. You can delegate different rights to different people or groups of the organization. I'm done here with the slides. I just have two things. One, those are the call to actions or go-dos. First, I would encourage you to test drive the link. As my colleagues mentioned, we have something called Emerging Experience Center. In Kuwait here we have a center, it's free, you can register, you go see it. The experience you're going to have here is a hands-on experience. You'll see the office and the exchange and the SharePoint and the link, how they work together. And you have different scenarios where you can see it in action. The other one is simply you can download and build your own trial. It takes 30 minutes to install it. You can download it for free from the link website. You can install it in a virtual machine, VMware or Hyper-V, and you can test it for yourself. And the third factor is participating in business value assessment, a technical brief. I will connect you here with my colleagues. This is your team in Kuwait that can work with you if you have a potential, if you have a requirement, if you have any questioning, you want to go to the CIE. Those are the people that can work with you in Unified Communications. So please, let me just call Peter. Peter is my colleague. He covers Kuwait as well. He looks into the Unified Communications as well, part of the productivity group. He's a technical consultant. So we'll open the door for question and answer.
Is there this phone with the link, video enabled link?
Okay, the question was, is there a video phone for link? The answer is yes. We have a video phone, a phone that has a camera and screen that you can do video from the phone.
You know which brand?
I'm sorry?
Polycom?
Polycom, yes.
Polycom.
It's a link phone.
Link phone with video.
Yes.
Does it have IDR capability?
The question was, does it have IDR capabilities? The answer is yes. Link depends for unified messaging on Exchange. So Exchange provides the IDR, the voicemail capabilities that integrates natively into Link. So yes, you have IDR capabilities.
And secondly, is it available on public cloud?
Yes, it is available in public cloud. There's a trick here. In public cloud, if you want to have enterprise voice as telephony, you need to have some servers that are installed based on premise, because naturally you have to break into the PST. You need gateways to connect to the PST. However, if you're not doing the voice piece, you can have everything in the cloud.
Requirement for public IM integration with AOL and Skype. Is there any specific requirement?
Question was if you want to integrate with AOL and Skype, any requirements? No requirements, it's just a configuration. On your server, you configure the space, for example, for GE Talk as well, you can configure it there.
What's audio and video or only audio?
Okay, with MSN you can do audio video chat. With AOL you can do IM and presence only. With Skype you can do IM and presence and audio. More modalities are coming in the future.
But MSN will be not...
Yes, MSN is not available anymore, so Skype is the replacement. Skype today you can do IM and presence. The announcement that within this month or early March you're going to have the voice part added into with the general availability in 2013 now within this month. So eventually you have on Skype IM presence and voice. I have it on my machine, I have a test account. If you'd like to test it, you can test it. Questions?
Yeah, how hard is the installation of Link in a local environment?
Actually, for Link 2013, it's pretty much easier than the other versions. So it's very easy. The GUI interface is very simple to install. So it's much easier, very simple.
Brief on the requirement of installation, the hardware requirement.
Well, it depends on the size of the number of users.
Maybe five user test users.
For what?
4 5 test users.
4 5?
Test users.
4 5 test users? You can do standard installation on Hyper-V or VMware environment. It was small hardware. Like, if you want to test it, you can use quad-core processor with minimum 8 GB. just for testing. This is not live, it's just testing. If you want to go live, you need to test to see the best practice hardware requirement for link.
What about the bandwidth?
Bandwidth?
Yeah.
For voice or video? Well, for voice, we have adaptive codec, which is the audio that moves from narrowband to wideband depending on the network traffic. So if your network is congested with traffic, it moves to the narrowband, and if it's free, it moves to the wideband. So the average is 57 kbps for the audio.
57.
57 is an average.
Actually, it requires just like a standard protocol, any standard protocol. For voice, you can go down to 24K if needed, just like any other code. But we have the tables that shows you the bandwidth and how to calculate for it analytically. And for the installation hardware, for a test, you can employ with any hardware. It doesn't depend on hardware specifications. I have it on my laptop installed.
I can get the whole thing run on a single server, right?
Yes. We'll take one more question only because we're running out of time.
Regarding this wave,
Yes.
you mentioned that PTT, so I can see the map, where is the application. Is it applicable to the mobile?
Well, I'm not sure. I have to check with the partner. The question is that the map where it can show basically push-to-talk devices. I think you have to go to the partner. I can connect you with them. I can take your question online and check with them. It's a third-party solution. Okay, thank you again very much everyone for attending. I hope it was informative for you, and please reach out to the team.
Thank you.